Hey there! You're currently listening to a fitzgeraldgeneroso podcast kung saan hindi niya alam ang ginagawa niya at posibleng magkalat siya. Thank you rin in advance kung magstay ka. Hello! If you've reached this far to the podcast, thank you. Seriously, this is a first time for me so maybe you have to bear with me a little, but do know that I will try my best to make it worthwhile. As you may have seen sa title ng podcast na to, this is the first episode of a series of podcasts entitled PoP or Piece of the Piece, where I give you a little bit more background on a certain spoken word piece that I wrote, recorded, or performed. Pwede ako magbigay ng trivia, behind the scenes, kwento, and even a run-through of the lines and what they mean or paano sila napasama sa pyesa. For this episode, we will be tackling my most recent raw audio piece, Asa. Asa is definitely one of the most special ones in my list of spoken word pieces. It might be my most vulnerable one to date. If you haven't listened to Asa, I've put the link in the description below, along with the link to my blog where you can read the piece itself. So, Asa tackles mostly about emotions and deep painful thoughts one might be experiencing during this quarantine. How do I know? Because I went through these feelings and thoughts myself. Yes, Asa is a mixture of both imagined scenarios and lines and true to life experiences of people I know and of myself. For the past weeks, I've had bouts of nervous moments, as in almost every day bigla akong kakabahan or malulungkot, and it would get worse as days go by. I got to a point na even after a great day of awesome and happy Zoom meetings, I would still cry at night, not understanding what was going on. And when I prayed about it, I just felt led to write about it, knowing that other people might be going through a similar situation and that they might need encouragement. But the writing process wasn't easy. I tried to be creative at first. Siyempre, as a writer, ayokong basta-basta lang ang isusulat at ilalabas ko sa tao. But I realized that with a sensitive topic, I had to be vulnerable and authentic about it. That's when I decided na Asa was going to be a raw piece. Wala masyadong arte, pero may katotohanan. But words didn't come easy until I had another breakdown. After crying out to God, I knew what I had to write. Then I started recording. But it would always feel that something was off. Parang may kulang. Parang di pa tapos yung pyesa. Until another breakdown. O, di ba ang daming breakdown? That moment, I knew magre-record na ako. So after praying about it, nag-start na uli ako mag-record. And at the end, the last few lines just came. I knew then I was done. I just had to edit a little, but the piece was finally done. And amazingly, I felt better after. It's as if the anxiety and the thoughts got lifted. And it felt like it was a confirmation or a sign. I had to release Asa. So that's how Asa came to be. Maraming puyatan, maraming iyakan, and maraming dasal. I realized through the process na yes, there can be pain in life, but God gives purpose to pain. Sometimes it's for us, and sometimes it's for God to use us to help other people. No matter how dark it is this time, we can be assured that we have a purpose. Merong saysay ang ating buhay. And this is also how I came to the idea to create this podcast, to encourage anybody who's struggling this season. My pain will not be pointless. And so now, let's go through the lines of Asa, and hopefully, it inspires you. Basically, the first half of Asa, na hindi ko na babasahin kasi mahaba, simply narrates the emotions and thoughts I and other people go through. Nandyan yung pagod from all the emotions and thoughts, no physical na pain mismo from the stress, yung bigla nilang malulungkot, yung parang nag-override na thoughts, yung darkness, helplessness, and hopelessness. Nandyan din yung frustrations about the world, about people who don't really understand what you're going through, yung basta-basta lang sila nagko-comment or something, about not knowing what the pain is for, and about just the uncertainty of it. Then nandyan din yung occasional na suicidal thoughts, nung gusto mo nilang maglaho kasi di mo alam kung ano ba talagang patutunguhan. Like, ano na bang mangyayari sa akin kung lagi na lang akong ganito na malulungkot, magbe-breakdown. But Good thing is, the story doesn't end there. The latter half is the more redeeming lines, siguro. Lines that describe how we could overcome these thoughts and these emotions, which is, I believe, more important than the relatively more relatable lines na nauna. It immediately introduces God saying na may pag-asa pa, and that He would understand kung di tayo okay, kung iiyak tayo sa Kanya, kung lalapit tayo sa Kanya broken but honest na di tayo okay. He would actually understand because the Bible tells us that even before we were formed, bago pa tayo naging tao, He already knew us. And He still does. And He loves us the same. Kahit paanong messed up natin. He loves us the same. Kaya we can come to Him vulnerable and open. Then, it goes on to say na di ko tinawid ang dagat para lang isipin mo na mag-isa ka. God will meet us in the middle of our storms. In the middle of those episodes and breaking down. I knew God met me there. Then, it mentions how different God's whisper is compared to the voices in our heads. And I believe that no matter how noisy it is in our minds, God's still whisper will come through. Then we get the lines na, ayoko nang maging alipin sa mga kasinungalingan ng mga problemang wala naman dyan. Ayoko nang magpadala sa mga takot sa dilim na pwede namang ilawan. Ayoko nang maglakad ng nakapiring aking tatanggalin, maging ang mga kadena ng marurupok na mga damdamin. Hindi ko napapakinggan ang mga akusasyon ng mga dating pagkakamali. These lines hopefully show na as we understand that we have a God who is with us and for us, we can decide to want to overcome. We have to do our parts as well, in faith and with faith. It can be hard, but in such a desperate moment, one of the best things we can do is to partner with someone stronger and wiser and better than us. We don't just suck it up and move on. We take steps, or probably even leaps of faith. Tapos, we see the line where the sky meets the sea. The joke lang. Ang corny ko. Icebreaker lang yan. Tapos, there are lines na, at dadamhin ko ang mga yakap ng pagmamahal na walang kondisyon. Hahayaan kita, Panginoon, na punasan ang aking mga luha at pawiin ang lungkot na nadarama. Yes, we have our part, but God also has His. And we allow Him to minister to us, to take care of us, like a father does to his child. And He wants to do this because He loves us. Yes, in the middle of our pain, God will come and allow us to experience His love in a different way. Then, the lines, titingnan ko ang maliwanag mong mukha at maniniwala na posible pa ang himala, na posible pang mawala, mahinto ang mga nararamdamang ito, mabigat na dibdib, ang malakas na kabog ng puso, ang lumiliyok na sikmura at ang nanginginig na laman, posible pang magwakas ang pagkawasak. Show us the glimpse of our hope for us. Whether or not you're clinically diagnosed with a mental health condition, I don't know. But do know that things will get better. Things will turn out okay. Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, but it will. Bakit? Dahil ikaw na sinaksak ang tagiliran at binutas ng pako ang kamay at naihimlay na ibuling nagkamalay, muling nabuhay. God's sacrifice shows His amazing, unconditional love for us. He died for me. He died for you. Yes, namatay si Jesus para sa'yo. Because of love. If that's not love, I don't know what is. And He didn't stop there. 3 days later, He rose from the dead. If God was able to raise someone up from the dead, then He is able to do mighty things in your life as well. The same power that was at work in that resurrection is the same power that will work on the things that you are worrying about, on the things that stress you out, on the things that you care so deeply about. And the next lines show what I mentioned earlier. You have a purpose. And maybe that's to share hope, to share your story of survival, and help those na pinagdadaanan. You can be a ray of sunshine in their lives. So yeah, there's purpose in your pain. And the last lines I mentioned earlier, the medyo impromptu during recording ay yung Di ka nag-iisa. Umasa sa Kanya. Again, di ka nag-iisa. Umasa sa Kanya. Ultimately, di tayo nag-iisa. May ibang tao na handang tumulong at mayroong pakialam. At nandyan si God na nag-promise na I will never leave you. Di kita iiwan. Kaya pwede tayong patuloy na umasa. So yeah, hopefully di ka na-bore. Di ko na-realize na 11 minutes na pala agad yung podcast. But yeah, hopefully you get encouraged. Yeah, more importantly, sana na-encourage ka. Sana may napulot ka naman kahit paano, no? I hope that you continue to strive forward. Hindi pandemic ang pipigil sa'yo to be better. Kaya mo yan, okay? So yeah, that's it for episode 1 of POP or Piece of the Peace. Two things before we end. One, I will be releasing tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, the first episode of another series of podcasts. I have never heard of the concept I will be using, kaya medyo nakakaba. Pero hopefully, you get encouraged by that as well. And of course, let me let you off with a prayer. Lord, thank you for tonight. Thank you for allowing us to hear you, to hear your still small voice in the midst of the noise in our minds. We thank you, God, for you will not leave us or forsake us. That in the middle of what we're going through, probably even in the middle of our episodes, in the middle of anxiety, in the middle of our crying, there you will meet us. There you will allow us to experience your embrace. And we would feel you wiping our tears and telling us, my child, my son, my daughter, things are gonna get better for you. Just have to wait. Just have to cling on to me and know that there is hope for you. Lord, I pray for whoever is listening right now. If he or she is going through something, I pray, God, na you don't just give resolution to that problem, but allow him to experience you moving in the midst of everything that's going on. I pray for this person listening na probably there are nights na umiiyak siya mag-isa sa kwarto and he or she is trying to silence himself through the pillows. I pray, God, na you would continue to show them that you listen to their cries, you listen to their prayers. They just have to cry out to you, and your hand is ready to reach out to them. And I pray for healing for anyone who has deep emotional pain right now. Heal their hearts and show them the purpose of their pain. Open up their eyes to the future, to the hope that's in store for them. And I thank you, God, for your amazing love that's for all of us. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned into this channel and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.